Afternoon all, it's Tuesday the 12th. Quick potter down really, just mostly doing some weeding. I've been trying to work out why the rhubarb hasn't been looking very happy. I mean, it does have some big leaves, but a lot of the smaller ones are just rotting on the plant really. And I think I've realised what the problem is. This looks suspiciously like bindweed. If anyone in the comments knows what it is, then please feel free to say. Because if that's been in and then wrapping around the roots of the rhubarb, no wonder it's been looking so sad. I knew obviously that it was in desperate need of a weed under there. There's couch grass and God knows what, but bindweed, that's not fun. So I've been having a good weed. It's been popping up everywhere really. It's been around the potatoes, it's been in the lettuce. I think there's quite a bit in the strawberries as well, but that's a weekend job when I'll take the netting off and give that a good sort out. So yeah, I made a very stupid comment earlier on that, I've finished digging things over now, it'll be fine. That was an error. I think the digging and the weeds will never be done. It's an ongoing act, but oh well, another Saturday job. We've had some cold nights and we're due a couple more. It should be warming up again Friday night. I think should be the next decent night. The potatoes haven't done too bad. It didn't really occur to me to actually fleece them. I've had a walk around and some people's potatoes are looking really sad. These ones aren't too bad, maybe because they're a bit bigger perhaps. I mean, there's obviously some leaves that have died off, but there's new growth under there and they're reasonably happy, so good solid potatoes. Thank God the lettuces do actually seem to have all survived. I think it was just that they had a bit of transplant shock and now they've had time to get in. They're not doing too shabby at all, and these ones I took a harvest. I've been taking a harvest off them for sort of the last few times I've been up, so and they keep quite a few days in the fridge. I'm impressed. I assumed that, I don't know, without whatever preservatives or anything they put on them in the supermarket, that they'd sort of shrivel up by the time I got home, but they are keeping, so who knows, maybe I won't have to buy any more lettuce this summer. Speaking of lettuce, with the exception of this one, might rest in peace, the Valmains that I transplanted in, that I've been growing in the flat, they're not doing too bad. I mean, they're obviously small, don't get me wrong, there's no harvest will be coming off them for a while, but they do seem fairly healthy little plants. They're definitely a lot less leggy than the ones I've still got inside. The ones inside can probably do with coming out. They're bigger plants, but they're weaker plants, if that makes sense, so I can pop one in the gap there. It's nice to see that they have managed to survive the cold snap, so that's something. Speaking of surviving the cold snap, or not, things have been variable. I didn't bother fleecing up the beans that Tom Sylvia gave me because they're quite chunky lads. They've got nice thick stems and they do seem to have survived pretty well, to be honest, so I don't feel too bad that I didn't. My normas that I put in, I guess this is technically still alive, and some of them they do still, on these bottom leaves, definitely aren't looking very happy. They do... Oh, can we focus? There we go. This one's definitely got some new growth on. I think this one has as well. And then, sorry for all the sort of frantic movements. This one is not too alive, but down here that looks like growth. Surprisingly, we zoom around again. Surprisingly, the one which I thought was sort of survived the best seems to have completely gone. So maybe I will have a bean moss, but I've learnt something. Plant directly. Don't try and spend 40 minutes carrying beans up to your allotment. I'm trying to make up my mind whether these poor sprouting broccoli are actually dead or not. They definitely don't seem to be throwing off any new leaves, but then they also don't look entirely dead, so who knows. I do have another 4 left, I think, although to be honest they're actually not a huge amount bigger. I think that's the problem with the flat lacking direct sunlight. Things germinate really well, but then they just don't grow. So, I guess I could always bring them out and leave them in pots. Maybe that would keep the snails off. But yeah, I think along with the butternut squash, everything that's been planted in here hasn't done very well, unfortunately. No, I did end up fleecing all the beans after all. Got a little family of ghosts, given that it's getting down to like 3 degrees tonight. Part of it was that the fleece that was on the carrots had pretty much entirely ripped, so much for Wilco's extra strong and fine fleece. Anyway, that's got a new one. So the old one went on the lettuces, and then the one that went on lettuces got divided up to go back on the beans. So that should, well, hopefully it should keep them nice and cosy until Saturday when we're getting back up to proper temperatures. And then everything else can come out, or pretty much everything else. The last of the lettuces, I think, could come in. The leeks, which maybe starting leeks off in modules wasn't a great plan, but there we go. The courgettes, they can definitely come out. The kale's a bit small. I mean, it's been hardened off, but it's pretty pokey. The tomatoes, if I can carry the tomatoes up, they can. Tom very kindly said I could pop some in his polytunnel. Try saying that a few times real fast. So that'll be fun to bring up. I mean, I could barely manage the beans, and the tomatoes are a lot bigger, but at least, well, the small pots may actually be helpful in that way. Not enough room for them to grow, but easier to carry. So yeah, I think that's going to be the Saturday job. Lots and lots of planting up. See you then.